So he does change to the Victor. No wards in bot. And you can see SKT is trying to force a trade here. No more mana for Wolf to land the bubble, but here comes Peanut. Gonna run on in. Still got summoners down here in bot lane. Forces out the exhaust and jumps in still, but Teddy is going to live. So you can see already the bot lane has backed off. MT and Kuzan rotating, and here comes MT very aggressive onto Faker. Gonna knock him back into Peanut. Peanut misses the shockwave. So allows MT to get away. There's the equalizer though. That's gonna be first blood going over to Huni. Shock Blast does miss on the second follow-up there onto Kuzan. Potentially just trying to push the lane. Actually is putting down the ward to get the teleport in here. That's going to be Snowflower going down. Let's see if they commit to more. Looks like no, Huni just going to teleport down. This might mean they go for the bottom turret here. And the bot lane is just a wreck right now for Jin Air. Already down 20 CS and all those scaling items as we said before. Now Faker getting onto Ixu, who has less than half health. Looks like he will give up.
Gragas is a big boy.
Looking for that barrel, the flash stun into, trying to get the stun. Lots of burst damage coming out. This will be the kill onto Faker. After Bang does a bit of burst damage earlier for about half his health. Here comes the flash into the missile, and even with the exhaust, that should be the kill. He'll go over to Huni. He gets very close to dying, but calculated all in the end.
As the SK Telecom versus KT.
Well, looking for some action now is Jin Air. We got 4 of their members up top. A great land there by the Karma, in fact. Here comes Umti trying to do a bit of damage to Bang. Will pick up the kill. And the ultimate comes out onto Wolf, but is not enough as he actually rams straight into the turret. Wolf and Peanut in the top river. Look at all the Jin Air Green Wings members. They're hunting Wolf. And they land the Deadly Flourish, and oh, that might just be his life. He flashes the wall, needs to dodge it. It might not matter. He dodges the, no he doesn't. The fourth shot does get him. And down he does go. Does have that equalizer available, but Smite for MT should secure this blue. Oh, Barrett almost misses it there. He's getting MT pretty low now, forces the flash. There's the equalizer. Ixu is around, but MT's still very low. There's the flash into Huni. Does pick up the kill. Here's the follow from Peanut, and another missed flash wave, shockwave, sonic wave rather. That is going to be the kill there onto Huni. The double kill comes out, and even though Peanut not the cleanest of helping there, they still do capitalize on the 2 kills. We got an Infernal Drake at least for Dragon number 3. Okay, we got a nicely placed ward. Here comes Huni, right on top of the stun, but the tidal wave coming out. Can they convert onto any kills? Kuzan is lifted on up. In goes Peanut the kick, but Kuzan is still alive. Wolf very, very low in the back. Oh, and even eats that 4th shot. Here comes Faker with the shock blast, but still not enough. Nobody dies on either team.
Trying to go aggressive.
Yeah, jump at the wall. Actually, the flash onto Bang, who might not have his arcane shift. Yeah, he does not. He does get picked up. Nice engage there by Ixu.
SK Telecom, they're going to try to make something happen, but against the wave clear that Jin Air have available to them, I don't really see anything happening.
Faker taking a ton of damage, and in goes Huni all alone, gets exhausted, but really nice zone. Just great kick there by Peanut to set up the kill, picks up Victor. That's one of the main components of all this wave clear. Still more poke coming out of Faker and Bang.
I can understand that, yes, SK Telecom have a few melee champions. Jin can go melee or be ranged, but Blitzbane does strike me as peculiar.
Look at this. Faker, he's trying a 1v2. He gets caught up in top lane. Not the first time that has happened. Huni's like, I got this, boys. 1v5, no problem. I got Wolf on the back end. He's gonna Zonia's, but he has no help. He's gonna try to flash away. Here's Bang and Wolf finally, but they're here a little bit too late. And that's a double mistake, I'd like to call it, out of SKT, and great capitalization by Jin Air.
Now, Peanut started Infernal Drake, even though he knew he couldn't quite burst it down. He's gonna, oh, okay.
Well, He is going to go down. No, never mind. Okay, the kick comes out, and Faker jumps the wall.
What?
Now it's his turn to go 1v5, and he is going to get killed. Bang, getting a little bit too close, and Jin Air all of a sudden is beginning to run away with a bunch of kills. Iksu getting a little bit too far forward. Huni is there to help Bang.
He's doing wonders for that Jin and Victor. Oh, and that equalizer, it really did chunk Kuzan, but...
Yeah, Kuzan's the target here.
Okay.
Nice second missile for the follow-up. Peanut wants him. There's the redemption. Everybody will group up. Kuzan near full health now, and it looks like SKT will just accept the Ocean Drake as their prize.
I don't even know. That's like getting socks from your great aunt on Christmas.
Yeah.
You win the fight, and then you get an Ocean Drake.
Where Huni was able to rotate down to bot, he pushed that in pretty fast.
They don't need to fight here. Huni going uncontested. Don't know what SKT...
Oh boy, Bang, he went real aggressive. There's the redemption coming in. Everybody is healing up. It looks like Huni has been able to take that turret, and Teddy in the back eating a huge shock blast. Umti in the front. It doesn't look like Peanut can quite get on top of him. Equalizer is ready once again, and they don't go for it. They decide not to, even though Teddy is very low. Okay, here comes the chase finally. And Teddy is in a ton of trouble, forced to flash away. The equalizer goes the wrong way. Karma will bite the dust. Teleport coming in now from Iksu. And there's the flash forward from Huni. They finally are able to get Teddy. Kuzan in the back, quite low here. Umti trying to burst down Faker, what will also go down. Kuzan on the run, Bang once, and redemption finally comes out once again. Iksu is able to eat that heal, but he will go down. And that is 4 kills in total, only Kuzan surviving.
And SK Telecom just turned the game on its head in a matter of seconds. They're going to get themselves another turret as well. Probably going to turn their sights to Baron right now. Iksu doesn't have teleport.
So we have SKT sitting on double Ocean Drake and a Cloud Drake. Not exactly the best set of dragons to go for a push, but they're so far ahead that they can actually just tank a ton of damage and still push the turret. In fact, Iksu getting so low that he has to back, and that should be the first inhibitor of the game going down.
Inhibitor's going to be opened up now for SKT. They should be able to rotate down to bottom a little bit. Surprising they don't have Huni go up to top lane with that teleport. Look at the amount of damage that's done to that top inhibitor turret. It would be so easy for SK Telecom to raise that with Baron minions.
Seems like maybe they want to push it in right now with the equalizer, but Huni getting extremely low. The redemption is forced out. Curtain call. I think he landed one of those bullets. True Shot Barrage comes out. And it looks like SKT might push in with this wave. As many members of Jin Air Gaming's now getting low. Really nice equalizer. This will definitely force them back. And look at how fast they do damage to those turrets.
That damage coming out from Huni. That was a beautiful equalizer to open up the base of Jin Air. And now with 2 inhibitors down, it's not going to matter about that Victor wave clear.
Elder Drake coming up here in 50 seconds, as you were saying. Baron buff about to run out. We'll see exactly how SKT wants to push this one in. For now, it looks like basically just kill Iksu is the plan, who tried to charge in and stun Wolf, but did miss. And here we go, coming in onto this very weak top inhibitor turret. Big shock blast onto Teddy. And that inhibitor, okay, they're gonna give it one last shot. Iksu engaging on in, will pay for it with his life. Huni is about to turn onto Kuzan, who got a little bit too close. Big stun there from Kuzan though, and a lot of members of SKT are pretty low. But here comes the redemption. We'll heal up all those important members. And finally that big equalizer takes out MT. And with these super minions, it looks like SKT is going to push into the base and try to end game number 1.
I like how Bang is killing the inhibitor still instead of attacking the turret. It's as safe as humanly possible.
Trying to set up the kills. Wants to help his team's KDA. They get another one on Teddy, and that's going to be game number 1 in an eventual landslide. out of SKT.
SK Telecom eventually managed to find the openings that they needed to bring the game back under control. But SK Telecom with a, for the most part, a no-theme composition. It's very balanced.
Here comes MT, is spotted on a ward, and Faker is still pretty close here. The flash forward from MT and the burst damage, but not quite enough. Don't worry, the dredge lines are coming later in the game.
Oh, they're gonna set up.
He's got the flash right onto Bang, and this should be the double stun and the big burst from Graves. First blood will come out. The exhaust onto Wolf. Can they line it up? No. Wolf will get away. And finally, they did it. They set something up. They got a pick.
Which is really interesting, and I think that's really a testament to just the flow of the game.
Well, hold that thought. We're going to see the same burst damage come out onto Faker. This is kind of what you can do when you have flash on Malzahar and enough burst damage to follow up.
And Jin Green Wings, they might lose their first mid-turret of the game. And now SK Telecom.
Okay.
Faker picks up a kill in bottom. He might look to turn this around, but it looks like Snowflower.
So much damage coming out of it, and eventually he does get that kill. So trades 1 for 1. And it seemed like SKT just decided as a team they don't want to take the risk.
Taking a quick look at the replay from a few moments ago, Faker flashes in. Turns out she's a nice champion. Manages to get that. Yeah, she does that. She does damage, and Snowflower, with the Voidling, is able to eventually take down Faker right there. Coming back into live though.
There's that aggression. Not enough. Ixu doesn't even go below half health.
And right now, I mean, Bang and Peanut looking to get something done. Peanut, though, making a little bit of a blunder right there. Bang, though.
All calculated. The burst damage. MT almost pays for it with his life. The True Shot Barrage would have been enough. Teleport comes in. 5,000 health on Baron. They will back off. Will SKT engage? That's a question. Well, they put in Prophet for a reason. Here he goes. He knocks up a bunch of the members, actually 4 of them all getting knocked up. But where's the follow-up? It looks like everybody else was kind of zoned out. Really nice move there by Malzahar to block the dredge line of Prophet. Still, though, on the run. The arrow gets onto Wolf. There's the smoke from Graves. They're trying to disengage as much as possible, but finally, Ixu bites the dust. No lockdown onto any of their members. There's the big burst AoE damage out of Victor.
Oh,
ooh, he wanted that 1v4 so badly, man.
Kuzan, you can see that he's waiting right around the corner, and collateral damage is still up for MT. This could get very dangerous.
Peanut is extremely low.
Yeah,
and with MT still alive, this is really risky. MT is running away, though. He actually takes the blasting plant away, but at the same time, SKT disengages.
Because the Ashe, Victor, and the Graves, I think it's a lot more valuable than the Ezreal, Syndra, Rengar.
Okay, well, here we go. Baron is getting extremely low. In comes Peanut for the jump, and he does not steal it. Goes over to MT. The fight going down. Peanut actually does go down. Lots of low members here on Dinner Green Wings. The Redemption is very, very close to healing him up. Bang will die as well. Faker was extremely late to this fight. Finally, he does join on in. Does blow his load onto the Victor. And MT with that Edge of Night still is alive, but Prophet trying to get that last kill. He wants it so bad, but Faker will take it away.
Replay actually gets cut short. Not entirely sure why that is. And now in live, Snowflower doesn't quite go down.
Oh boy, he does kill Faker. He gives his life up and 2 ultimate abilities, his and the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. And Ixu is here in the front. He's actively tanking for his team, whereas Prophet, hold the thought. There is going to be the double ultimate used onto Wolf, and he will be burst down. And no QSS yet on Wolf means that he will be the target and will go down. So,
and without Wolf around, I might have been off by a minute. It might be 38-13. I don't know.
Well, here we go. Prophet TPing in. That dragon is getting extremely low. Ixu is going to be burst down, but it looks like Jin Air will pick up the Elder Drake. Peanut still alive, but 2 kills going over to SKT. Prophet now being kited back. Teddy and Umti stuck in the dragon pit. Teddy does have his flash. Umti jumps on over. Collateral damage does miss. And now SKT on the chase here. Faker taking a bit of damage. They're trying to kite as best as possible. Prophet, he wants that dredge line. Can he land it here? As Peanut goes for the red, and it looks like 3 members of Jin Air will back off with the Elder Drake buff.
Jin Air trying to escort SK Telecom back to their base, and then they would use this to then gain control over their red side.
Wolf, he might get caught out again. Really nice splash, though, to dodge the cast. The Redemption comes out in the counter engage here from SKT. Snowflower will not get the heal. Prophet coming forward, knocks up every single member. A huge ultimate there for Prophet. And now Jin Air Green Wings is going to be routed. Double kill there for Bang. Kuzan and Empty on the run. Can they survive? No, not in the face of Prophet. Is going to be locked down. Bang doesn't have his arcane shift. Are they actually not going to get Kuzan here? Bang, he wants him so bad.
A little bit surprising, Bang.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay. Bit of a stun coming out, and Bang gets low, but still will pick up the kill. And that was the fight SKT was looking for. That
was definitely the fight that they were looking for. They're going to be able to convert this into a Baron capture.
Get a bit of chunk damage onto that turret. You can see it's already at about 2/3 health.
Now they turn their attention towards this turret. Wolf gets hit.
Again, the collateral damage comes out. They will use the Nether Grasp as well. So Wolf is going to pay for that with his life. Where's the follow-up here? Only 2 people knocked up by Prophet this time around, and Ixu does survive. Redemption does come out, heals up Prophet, and a lot of poke.
Well, if Kuzan goes down, the game just ends. He is literally, this is like a protect the king at this point. He is so crucial to their success.
Bang found a chink in the armor, and Redemption heals everybody up.
It's a nice spell.
I mean,
nice spell.
Yeah.
They were losing the push up in top lane, but and that would be the lane in closest proximity. Oh man.
Oh man, Teddy in the back. He's gonna be immediately burst down by Peanut. He zones out Kuzan. Everybody else on the Jin Air Green Wings is all alone. Big redemption here for SKT. Umti will eventually die. And Peanut is almost 2v1ing over here. Kuzan somehow does get away. Snowflower will go down. But now really it's find Kuzan and kill him. That's the play. He's in the brush. Okay, Peanut is going to deny it using that blasting plant to get over, and at least he's stopping him from recalling while the rest of SKT goes for the push.
And I really like what Ixu's doing right here. He's proxying the wave, trying to take away any ability that SK Telecom would have to push, but that doesn't matter to them. They're in bottom lane. Look at the death timers on Teddy, Snowflower, Umti. Cat and mouse, literally. As
Kuzan is still
trying to run.
Oh, the speed boost from Karma, and finally the cat finds the prey and eats a very healthy dinner. That's going to be game number 2, finally going over to SKT in about 51 minutes in a hard-fought game.
And SK Telecom finally able to close it out after such long dances.